here's based.cooking. So based.cooking, you might be able to guess who made this, judging by the name. It is our favorite Linux creator who doesn't make Linux videos. It is the one, the only. Does he even have his name mentioned on here? Uh, he has a couple of videos on here that you can work out exactly who it's from. Then it is the one, the only Mr. Luke Smith. So Luke made a cooking website. Yeah, oh, it says right here, donate to Luke. Luke made a cooking website. And this cooking website basically has uh, a Git repo that is used to basically have all the recipes on it, and everything is managed through like pull requests, and it's such a dumb idea, but I love it so much. And the idea behind it, the reason why he made this is because he looks at other cooking websites and like there doesn't need to be ads all over these. There doesn't need to be JavaScript here. There doesn't need all this junk. I just want a cooking website, and that's all. And that's what he did. And he's got some very strict limitations. It is you can have a WebP in there, you upload some Markdown, and that's basically it. Well, see, yeah, it's such a cool idea. I don't know why no one has done this before, but Luke decided to actually do something. He complains a lot about web bloat, and then decided I'm gonna do something about it, and then he did. I think I recognize a couple of these contributors actually. Think I do. But Hacker News also talked about it as well because I love Hacker News. Hacker News is such a great website. Um, Especially when they were talking about Richard Stallman and how him having autism like has to do with what he said on on uh has has to do with excusing what he said or something along those lines. Here we go. Oh my god. Okay, so here we go. Here's the top comment. So, little heads up for all searching vegan recipes there. The author has an article named "Veganism is the pinnacle of bugmanism" on his personal webpage. Yes, he does, and I read that in a live stream. There's no reason there couldn't be vegan recipes on a site. If a recipe happens to be vegan, then so be it. Of course, he not being vegan isn't going to add any himself. What absurd what absurd drivel slash poll tier. Yes, it is poll tier because it's Luke. Um, just for your information, the name based me think it was some kind of alt right thing. Downvoter clearly needs to tidy their room. Here we go. We have a Mr. Jordan Peterson supporter. I actually need to go buy his new book. That reminds me. Uh, Take a look at the author's blog posts and videos. The cross between a G post and an alt-right Unabomber, complete with an obsession about tradition, a hate for modern, degenerative, Marxist, egalitarian values. That sounds pretty based, which is a good thing. Oh my god. Hello, base department. Want to come for dinner? I'm making beef stroganoff. The comments here have gotten so much better. Initially, it was just like trash, but I love this. We need an API for recipes. What is this, 1994? No, we didn't have CSS then. Yeah, initially it was very Reddit. It seems like Hacker News goes through like these weird cycles. Sometimes it's basically as bad as Reddit. Sometimes it's so much nicer. This is one of those times when it's kind of much nicer. Typically, I find that Hacker News usually has like more sensible people. Actually, okay, mental outlaws we mentioned here. Have I been? I wonder if I've been mentioned here. No, damn it. Usually, when mental outlaw is also mentioned, I get mentioned as well. I may do some ego searching occasionally. Um, but yeah, I recommend checking out based.cooking if you're looking for some based cooking recipes. There may be basting involved, but the cooking recipes themselves are based. I didn't show you a recipe, did I? Let's go to based cooking again, and let's find a recipe for something. Let's find a breakfast recipe. Um, Sunday morning milkshake. Wow, there's a picture here. This has gotten so much better. I know there were people complaining like the recipes were hard to follow. These seem like pretty sensible recipes. Like, you don't need a step by step. You have a banana, 2 if they're small, 120 grams of berries, can be any berries, 1 liter of milk. Surprised they're using liters and grams and not American units. Vanilla, sugar. Chop the banana so it fits in a blender. Add the banana pieces and the sugar and the vanilla into a blender. Why is this a recipe that's on here? Pour the milk so that the mix fills a liter of the blender volume. Blend it until the mix looks somewhat homogeneous. Pour it and enjoy. Some of the recipes get far more complex here, but that's a recipe for a smoothie. Banana pancakes. Also fairly simple. Yeah, the examples here aren't like super complex, or the I guess the directions here aren't super complex, which was one of the initial complaints people had, which is like, unless you already know how to make the recipes, you're not going to be able to make these well. It doesn't matter. Just try it. You don't have to make it perfectly. Take it there and then tweak it. Sort of treat it like, say, like a grandmother's cookbook, for example, where the notes that are there are sort of like a guideline rather than specific specific instructions on how to make it. That, I think, would be a better way to look at this, and then you'll see that there's actually a really good website. I think it's cool. I'm actually kind of happy Luke did make this. I might find some fun recipes on here, except I'm usually very lazy when it comes to cooking. There was also people arguing on here on Hacker News about kosher salt and table salt. There was unironically like a 20 or 30 comment thread arguing about kosher salt and table salt. Because Hacker News. At least there was like something of interest being discussed there, not like Reddit, where oh god, the RMS Reddit thread was a train wreck. Sadly, the mods locked it because Reddit mods like to do that, where it's like people are having fun. Fun's not allowed, so they stopped it. Fun is bad.